Welcome everyone. My name is Nicole if you are new here. If you are not, welcome back. Today on my adventure, I am at Golden, Colorado. So I think what I'm just gonna do is walk around, show you guys little tidbits of the town before it gets a little busier, and then also stop at the museum. So there's several things you'll see. Of course, one of the biggest things that they're known for is gold mining, it being a western town, and then of course Coors Brewery. But I know over time it has to happen, but of course you get your newer buildings here, but then you get a mixture of the old historical buildings. But let's walk over to see the Golden Arch. And there's the Golden Arch, where the West lives. And then here's a little downtown of it. And here's a statue of Adolf Coors here at the corner of 12th Street. Adolf Coors was, of course, the man who created Coors beers. And one of the things I wanted to point out was this, the Piggly Wiggly. So this actually used to be, here in Golden, a Piggly Wiggly. And when I think of Piggly Wiggly, I think of the movie Driving Miss Daisy. There used to be some Piggly Wiggly locations here in Colorado, but they have closed. And now I think they only have stores in the South. But this particular location was back in the time where people used to own them as more of a franchise business. So it wasn't a big corporation just yet as it is now. But what was really cool is Colorado wanted to preserve the history of once having a Piggly Wiggly here. And so they painted this mural just to signify where it used to be and to pay tribute to the old supermarket that was here. This was always my favorite statue here of this fly fisherman catching trout. They call it the Cowboy's Day Off. And Clear Creek is actually right down over here, which I'll show you as we cross the bridge. And here's Clear Creek. It's cool as you can bike or walk along the path here. And over here, which I'll try to get on the other side of the bridge when I walk back so you get a clearer view, but this is the Coors Brewery, and they use the Clear Creek water to brew their beer. And Clear Creek water, is mountain runoff water, and so it's extremely clean, probably one of the purest waters, and that is why they decided to brew their beer here. Now, if you go down the path along the creek, there's a history museum, and then there's a history park. Now the park's on the other side, and you have to cross a bridge to get there. And it has like the original cabins that were here in Golden during the Western Gold Rush days. But today, first, I want to go to the History Museum because it's been on my list of things to do. Also, we have the School of Mines, which is a really prestigious college. And if you see the M on the mountain, that's what that means. That's the School of Mines. And here we are. You can find it just by the logo here. And then here you get a better view of those cabins. I don't know if I'm gonna walk across there today, but at least I can give you guys an idea. There's the creek. But I think today I'm just gonna do the museum because it is very frigid out. Boston Company members.
You probably have a little bit more time because we always do it that way, but if you come up with everything.
Check out this. This big old mining cart. I don't think I've ever seen one of these in person, so it's pretty cool.
Didn't do the program until the very last minute. I don't prefer to do it that way, because then we find.
And then here's another fossil right there. Have a Tyrannosaurus Rex fossil from 1874. I guess they found it in 1874. These are the shovels they used to use.
Just park down that way somewhere. No, just right. Oh, right there.
And the jail.
Get a ticket there. So you just want to move over to this side of the light pole, and then just remember your license plate and get you hooked up here.
Thank you.
Yep.
Moved here, so I said, oh, I should just go by and see that.
So did you buy a house here?
Yeah. So, really later. So, just on the edge, kind of edge of gold, so on lake.
So we got
It's Colfax.
Oh.
this old clock. Look at this old toilet.
So son-in-law is grad student, PhD student of mine. And her daughter is teaching
These old
Oh, yeah.
chairs. I love this outfit.
So good.
Yeah.
That's
how I got to.
Love this TV.
So close here. You say your son's at the student? Oh, those kids.
So if you look up Tabletop Mountain, you will see like this kind of trail going up to the mountain. That actually was a trail to this dance hall that used to be up there, and people would have to ride donkeys to get up there or take like this cart shuttle. But why they put it up there, we do not know. Also, fun fact, during the Prohibition in 1915, the Coors family actually created a porcelain company and created dinnerware, labware, all kinds of stuff on the side of also making beer.
Well, anyway, so simple things like, I was an elementary teacher, so I didn't know about that kind of stuff. But, so I like history.
It's very cool.
I don't know how much talk you've done.
This was in the hotel that is pictured right here.
Yes. It was during the mid-1800s when everybody was rushing to California for the gold rush.
Yes.
And they got from this far, we were
So Buffalo Bill is pretty big in Golden. I guess his sister lived in Golden, and it was a location he wanted to be buried at, which you could see his bury site. Also, they have Buffalo Bill Days, so that happens every July. So this picture is actually quite sad. These are miners from Golden that sadly didn't get out of the mine, and their bodies are actually still here because they were never recovered. So this picture is here in the museum to honor the men. Here's a miniature of the town. So there's the little railroad. And then there's the Tabletop Mountain. But here's a replica of the town. There's the mines. Look at this. This miniature city was made in 1938 to 1939. And it's supposed to show it in 1879. So this is very, very old. That is very impressive. So here's an old safe from 1902. This was in the Golden Post Office. But even like the detail, the hand-painted detail on this safe is just amazing. And over here is a gorgeous painting of the mountain range. And I think that's golden right there. Hand-painted, original hand painting of art. This is supposed to show the ski country. This is made in 1965 by Hal Shelton. Man, that's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, and there is Hal Shelton there. Oh, he's from California. I love how there's always a tie with California. Very cool. All right, so this is really interesting. So they have a fossilized Triceratops footprint. And here in Colorado, it's really cool because we have a lot of history of dinosaur evidence here, from fossils to footprints. And so I'm guessing on this rock is the footprint. The problem is I can't tell if it's this or this. Yeah, I'm not good at this kind of stuff. Okay, but here is how it works. They step, the footprint fills with sediment, eventually turns to stone. And as the Rocky Mountains push upwards, the sandstone with the footprint is turned on its side. Clay and coal sediments are mined away, exposing the underside of the foot. So I'm going to assume it's that. How they know that's a footprint though when they're like digging is unbelievable. Maybe it's like, maybe you see it more like that. But yep, that is a dinosaur foot of a Triceratops. And over here, look at this. This giant camera belonged to Richard A. Pruss, born in Germany, 1893. It's very cool. Oh, he was a newsmaker. Oh. Where his daughter Virginia, the most memorable, involved Leo, the Metro Goldwyn Mayer lion, whose roar. Oh. According to his daughter Virginia, one of his most memorable exploits involved Leo, the Metro Goldwyn Mayer lion, whose roar and likeness are the trademark of MGM movies. Interesting. So he was part of the MGM lion. gorgeous pianos.
Oh, yeah.
An old scale. Now this actually blew my mind. I had no idea that those Jolly Rancher candies started in Golden, Colorado. That's why the last part of the name ranch is, you know, it reflects Colorado. Jolly Rancher. They now have production, I think, in Canada, but it did originate here in Golden, Colorado, which I thought was awesome. Such a popular candy.
Well, then when they started these roads and all going, now you can take the trolley along there. It's, see, everything, you know, everything is so cool. Yeah, these
So that tour was awesome by Miss Janet. Janet is the one who gave me the information about some of the stuff and Golden. And I think like the craziest thing that I always thought Golden was named Golden because of the gold rush. And she said that no, it was because there was a gentleman literally drowning in this creek, and this man, which I will get the name for you guys, I'll probably put it right here on the video, but it was like something Golden, his last name was Golden, and he saved him out of the creek. And the guy, after he was saved, he was like, let's name the creek after, let's name this place, this town after you. And that's how it became Golden. It had nothing to do with the gold rush. And I'm just gonna walk down here, get closer to the water, so you can see how clear it is. You'll just see what I mean by how clear this water is and why Coors Beer decided to use this water for their brewing. Look how beautiful. Beautiful water. And someone stepped some rocks there. That's very cool. During the summer, you can tube down this river if it's not so strong. Sometimes it's too aggressive where they won't allow you to tube down it, because there have actually been people who drowned on this river. But if it's a pretty like calm stream, then you can. It's one of my favorite things to do in the summer. Isn't that beautiful? And it goes all the way down to Coors Brewery, which you can see all the way over there. So I think now I'm just gonna walk back towards town, probably get a coffee, and then I was debating if I wanted to eat lunch here or not. I don't know if I do, but debating. There are some cute stores here, so maybe I'll walk into a store. But other than that, my visit here is short because it is cold. I can feel it in my chest when I breathe the cold air. It's crisp, but it's cold. And when it's cold, the air is thinner here. And being in high altitude, it is rough. But yeah, I think I'm gonna walk back to town. There's so much history here though, guys. If you guys ever come to Colorado, really take the time to visit Golden. It may be a small little town, but it's rich with history. You can see it's just such a beautiful day. So there's the downtown. There's the bridge. And this park actually is like a historical park. So you can only imagine how old that tree is. That tree's gotta be really old. And right up there is Tabletop Mountain. And when you keep walking, and I said I would show you guys on the other side of the bridge is Coors Brewery. There it goes, there's all that water. It's getting all that delicious clear water. And I always have to, this is my favorite statue here in Golden. It's, I think her little placard's covered up, but being that I'm Native American, I have like a, you know, soft spot for the statues of the indigenous people. And I love hers because I think they've done this really tastefully. I love that they added the turquoise into the statue. I just think she's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, just pointing out more of the old buildings. But this one, the Rose, is actually extremely historical building. This is where the legislation happened. This was a saloon bar. So it's very old.
Get ready, get going. At least 6 to 9.
I'm finally in the car. It was cold. It's still a little chilly, but the sun has finally come out, so that is super helpful. And it will melt some of this snow, which will also be helpful because I almost slipped and ate it as I was walking through town. But anyways, as you can see, I had some avocado toast, an iced mocha, super delicious. I recommend that coffee shop. I will put it where that was right here. If you're ever in Golden, go there. It's delicious. Their pastries are also delicious. I got this for later, a molasses cookie. I'll probably only eat half today, maybe the other half tomorrow, or the whole thing. We'll see. But anyways, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm super excited for what 2026 is gonna bring for my channel. I would like to do more mini adventures like this to kind of learn the history around the areas that I'm living. And anytime I travel, I like to learn more history of those places as well. Of course, I will also be sharing my personal life because it is a vlog. So, but this is what I felt like doing today. And I had a wonderful time. I learned a lot. And if you ever come to Colorado, definitely stop at the History Museum. It's small, but it's pleasant, and you learn so much about this town. And there's so much more to do. I would like to do the Coors Brewery tour. I've done it before, but I'd like to do it again. Of course, for the channel, but I want to do it when my parents are here because that's one of the things they haven't done yet, and I want to take them on that. So that will be probably later. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I will catch you later. Exciting news though, my storage unit is coming. And so of course I'll make a video on that. Anyways, love you guys. See you next time on my next life adventure. Bye.